All right. So in 1933, Hitler made a deal with the Rothschilds. Okay. The deal was called the Transfer Agreement. Familiar with it?
It's not kind of. I want to hear what you say. Keep going.
Okay. So this transfer agreement was a negotiation to start the Nazi takeover. What the agreement is the Rothschilds set a pathway for all the affluent Jews to go from Germany into Palestine. And then they created the new state of Israel.
Well, that was after the war, all right? 1948, 47, 48.
Yes.
After
okay.
that was
it
after.
Couldn't happen without the Rothschilds making the transfer.
Well, that was part of the post-war. Even when they met in Potsdam, Roosevelt, Stalin, and Churchill, they discussed what they were planning to do after the war with the Jewish people. It was kind of it had been in the works.
That's 1933. Now, was it a coincidence that or was it a setup? Those are the questions I have.
So, hey, good morning, guys. How's it going?
Is anybody with us yet? We're on the new. I don't know if anybody's with. Oh, there's Dario. Good morning, Dario.
Yeah, good morning.
We are on the new.
Yeah, I'm going to try to share it real quick.
Page. Yeah, I'm trying to share it as well. And so now, if Hitler, we'll get to sports in a second, guys. We're finishing our conversation. Now, if Hitler wanted to kill every Jew on the planet, why would he make a deal to let the richest and most powerful ones free? That's what we call a hustle. It's called the Hegelian dialectic. That means,
well, they took most of their wealth. That's how the Jews got out. The ones that had money were able to leave, especially after 1933.
They were allowed to leave.
But they took everything. Basically, they were allowed to leave, but everything you owned had to stay. You just had to take your ass. That's how the Germans financed a lot of their war effort, was by just stealing shit from the affluent Jews that had to flee for their lives.
Yeah. And who do you think had the power of the streets during that time?
I mean, you're talking about after 33, and once the Nuremberg law hits, once they passed those Nuremberg laws, it was over. Most of the smart ones had started leaving, right? So 34 and 35 was the mass exodus of the affluent, the people that were smart to get the hell out. I mean, the Rothschilds, I know there's a lot of conspiracy. I know they control the purse strings. I will say that.
Well, they control the narrative. Forget about the purse strings. They control the narrative of society. Now, if there's others above them, which there probably are, okay, and they are probably just the face of the elite, okay, but here is the people that control the narrative, okay, that made a deal with Hitler instead of stopping the Holocaust, because they control the narrative. And instead of stopping the Holocaust, they made a deal with Hitler. And you know who else made a deal with Hitler prior to the Holocaust?
I know prior to the start of World War II, Neville Chamberlain kind of was a pussy and allowed them to take over Czechoslovakia and the Rhineland. They let them take over what was called the Sudetenland, which was the part of Czechoslovakia that had German-speaking people that had been seized from Germany at the end of World War I via the Versailles Treaty. So Chamberlain, in an attempt to appease Hitler to prevent the Second World War, basically signed over the Sudetenland back to Germany, said retake that part of Czechoslovakia. And, it was all an attempt to get Hitler to stop. And of course, Chamberlain it didn't work. That's when Churchill took over for the British, about the time that started happening.
Okay, but still, let's get to who made the deal with Hitler. Okay.
Well, he basically convinced, they were able to convince, I'll agree, it was probably some internal, like a Rothschilds or other.
It's completely opposite.
Bismarck was the president. He didn't want to give up power. The old guy, the Bismarck dude, names off the tip of my tongue. He was basically like the figurehead leader of Germany at the time. Yeah, Polish. Yeah. That was the start of the World War II. September 1st, 1939, Germany's invasion of Poland. Hitler didn't expect the British would declare war, but like a couple days later, they did. That was like a bridge too far. Once he invaded Poland, that was the end of it.
All right. So, do you want the answer now?
I'm waiting on you to tell.
Well, I thought you were going to guess, but no, it's not the Polish.
I don't even want to guess.
Oh, well, listen, I spent some time in Poland a couple of years ago. That was really interesting, but that'll take us that'll take us till kickoff. So, but it is its own country, and it is the Vatican.
The Vatican.
The Vatican made a deal with Hitler to separate church and state. Now, the ironic part of the whole thing is Pope Pius, I believe the 11th, no, it might be the 10th. Pope Pius the 10th told Hitler, "Go fuck yourself. I will never wave the flag of the crooked cross of the neo-pagans at the Vatican." He died shortly after. Now, he was old and frail, but he died.
He was pretty old at that point.
Yes, okay. But
it's kind of the same with Bismarck, right? He just, quote, died.
Yeah.
Bismarck, he just
now
died.
The Pope dies.
Right
after he denied Hitler. The new Pope, who was replaced, do you know what his first deal was? His first deal was to separate church and state.
Well, they had issues already with Mussolini there. I mean, they were pretty much getting strangled. And those two were like, to Hitler, Mussolini was like his idol. He looked up to Mussolini because, he came into power with the fascists in Italy a little bit before Hitler. But
so Hitler, who financed Mussolini? The same fuckers that financed Hitler. Same fuckers.
Okay.
Rothschild, the narrators of the world, the money makers and the shakers. Hey, when Mussolini was done, boom, it was time to move on to the next conqueror.
But at the same time, a lot of that was going on. We're talking about 32, 33. Was when it was what I was talking to my wife about. That's the same time the Japanese were absolutely fucking murdering the shit out of the Chinese in Mongolia. That's like how vicious. We were talking about how vicious people thought the Germans were. The Japanese were like, oh my God, what they did to the Chinese. And we were talking about if anybody that's from the Philippines has family from the Philippines or it's hard to have a positive view of the Japanese if you're from the Philippines, considering the history of what happened.
But you notice of all the genocides, only the one genocide hits the narrative. And I'm not trying to be.
He's not the Jew. I mean, the Jewish. Yeah. It was just such a concentrated. I think
genocide. But
I think the problem that really horrifies with the Jewish, and this is my opinion, of course, everybody has their own opinion on it. But it was the way they industrialized the killing. They put them on the trains. They had trains on a schedule. They pulled the trains up. They literally sorted you. If you didn't get put to the right as soon as you came off the train, you're going to be dead in a couple hours. Because all the small children and women, they pushed to the left. And those are the ones they marched down toward the gassing showers. And that's how it was decided. It was an arbitrary decision. The dude's like, oh, this little kid could probably work. You go over here and go to the slave camp. Or no, you're too small. You're not going to be able to work. You go with your mother to the death camp. Or And I don't think there's been any other civilization that I'm aware of that put killing in those methods where it was like non-de facto, just industrial killing. I mean, there's been plenty of massacres, but
how did they build all them barracks?
Oh, with slave labor, I'm sure. I mean,
slave labor. Where did they get the material from?
Oh, they went and chopped trees down, dude. You wouldn't believe how organized, dude. They went and literally would take
them from the Allies.
Well, I'm sure that
the industrial complex.
Right.
So in other words, they're feeding Hitler all the material to go have a fucking Holocaust. And everybody wants to think that, oh, it just happened. Come on.
It took a while to get it. Man, I wish I had the names of the meetings and stuff. You know, the Reinhard Heydrich, the one that was killed in Czechoslovakia, that Hitler loved him. He was like the poster child Nazi. He's the one that actually, when they had the meeting at the big estate in Germany, he laid out the plans on getting every department involved. You know, it was really, the thing about it is Germans kept real good records. So they were able to go back and look at how they, you know, basically set the stage for the Holocaust. It took a couple, it didn't happen overnight. It took a couple years to actually get the wheels in motion. And the way they decided who was Jew, they had like laws. It wasn't rules, it was actual laws. If you were half Jew or more, you were a Jew. You know, once you were determined to Jew, you were no longer.
George Soros.
Well, he probably got out, right? The Hungarian.
Well, listen.
A lot of the rich ones were able to get out.
We're going all the way off here, and we're already 11 minutes in. But we don't have really any viewers today because we're on the new page. So, guys, this is the new page. So I'm going to eliminate my personal page because my stories like this continually get me banned because you're not allowed to speak the truth. And
I don't know. I mean, you can talk World War II history. I don't think
I can talk World War II history all I want.
Yeah, I think that
I get a little bit too truthful and too deep.
It's just hard for me to say what the truth was. I wasn't there. I mean, you can like speculate. I can give you my version of what I think the truth is, but that's all it really is.
Well, but at the end of the day, we've had narrators that run society. At the end of the day, they have created all this evil on this planet in a Hegelian dialectic, which means problem, reaction, solution. Coronavirus.
Hey, Marcus says he can't comment. Is there a way you can cut the comments on?
I thought I had the chats on. I got the comments on. Where's
okay? He just sent me a instant message or whatever saying he can't comment.
Let me. I'm going to send a chat. I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Same with Johnny Hahn. That sucks because I really want you guys commenting. Even if it is, you fucking idiot.
Even if it is, shut the hell up and please.
And get to the fucking games.
That's right.
I fucking want a history class. I would have fucking went to school. So
World War II is one of my favorite. World War II and the Civil War, I can talk about all day long. So
well, maybe we'll go there on our simulation show, which you got a little preview of. Today I spend my day creating my first episode 2. Where I actually start picking the songs out and breaking them down. No, but all right, let's. You know what? I looked at the baseball. Damn, not a very good schedule for us. A lot of early games, but I'm not crazy about my action except for late tonight in baseball. I believe I got a winner there with the Mets in Arizona under the 7.5. Almost looks too good to be true. But that is where I send my number one play here today. Mets, Arizona, under 7.5. DeGrom on the mound. Easy call for the under. So, then I'm going to go with your boy Flaherty here. I mean, come on. That's a fat-ass dog. Plus $1.60, $1.65 here. How do we not jump on Flaherty?
I actually laid off. They finally snapped his winning streak. I'm the kind of person that'll kind of wait now and see which way this ship bounces. I just didn't find that game as attractive today. I only ended up with 3 games. My best bet, obviously, and a couple others. It wasn't as an attractive a card as normally you would, And plus, they had some rain issues over the weekend, so it jumbled up a lot of the rotations. And they did some weird double headers. I don't like it. I don't like guessing who's going to be pitching and shit. So I kind of just don't even I kind of wait for it to straighten out. So yeah, I only had 3 games a day. Hopefully having another good week, man. We had a really strong week last week, particularly in the NBA, the playoffs. 10-1 with the best bets the last 11 days. And now I've talked to several people here that are on the show and been able to pass along the plays. And so we've been doing well. Yesterday it was the LA Clippers was the best bet at -3 against Dallas. And if you watch the game after halftime, the lead went up to damn near 30. And it was pretty much just walking it up the court, milking the clock the last, fourth quarter. It was about as easy as you get in the NBA for a winner. And so we're sitting at, like I say, 10-1 the last 11 days. Hopefully can keep that going. Swept the best bets yesterday. Perfect 3-0 best bets. We had the Tampa Bay Lightning in the NHL, game 1 winner. The Houston Astros with Greinke on the mound, another winner against San Diego. And then, of course, the Clippers. So we finished the week strong. Really good week. Really good week last week.
Yeah, buddy.
And so going to start off, I like Oakland today, Lou. Best bet for me. The Caprillion, he's only made 2 previous starts, but his last start was against Seattle, and he pretty much took care of his lineup. And, I'm expecting an equally effective performance from him. I think the line's generous, not great, -125 on the road. Not, it's not a great line, but it's a pretty fair line. And like I said, I like the setup for him to have a really good start, so I'm looking for that. And to back it up, I'm going to do 2 smaller plays. One on Boston Rodriguez, about -110. And then the other, I'm going to try a big underdog. Give me not Cool, the menthol cigarette, but Cool, the starting pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates, +172, Lou. So Oakland,
doggy.
Yeah, Oakland best bet, and then Red Sox and the Pirates is the action plays. Not much in baseball. Just a little taste.
Yeah, big schedule, nice holiday, plenty of. You think that there'll be something big out there? Like I said, only the one play for me, that Mets Arizona under. But I am going to roll with St. Louis as a dog. I'm also.
I kind of lean. I would agree. Lean your way, Lou. I restrained myself from taking. I restrained myself. I've been doing well, and I don't want to,
I get it.
Jumping on. But I would definitely take them before I went the other way.
Yeah, I just see the big price, and I'm getting sucked in, and I'm going to actually throw it in. Maybe we'll play a nice little money line underdog parlay here tonight and get that rolling again. So and then I also I like the Phillies today. They kind of had their way against Cincinnati, just the regular play, and I'm rolled. That'd be a 3-unit for me. And I'm going to play it the same way with Boston as well. I agree with you on Boston. I think it's a good spot for them against Houston. And then that's it. So there's pretty much. Oh, I'm going to take a little stab at the Tampa Bay, plus $1.10 against the Yankees. They've done well against them, and I'll just take a small little stab on that.
Well, early, that's one of the matinee games, the Tampa. That's going to start in about an hour. So, yeah, a little something to make it interesting. Yeah, and I agree. Tampa's played them well. I kind of, like I say, I always try to find a reason to leave these games alone.
Yeah, usually, you're really the right way to gamble is to talk yourself off of games.
But
find your why you don't want to bet it instead of.
If I took that game, it would be the same side as you got. So I can't really disagree with it.
All right, NBA, you're on fire in the NBA, and take it away.
Yeah, that's true. NBA, I'm pulling it up now, trying to get back to it. Come on. There we go. NBA, 2 games today, kind of light. Just quickly recap yesterday. I actually went 2-2 yesterday overall. I had the Knicks that were a loser, had the Suns were a winner, had Boston plus the points a loser, but finished the day with the LA Clippers best bet winner. Just going to take a quick peek at the record so I don't lie. In the playoffs, 22-14 overall. Best bets, 10-3. We had won 7 straight, then lost 1. and then now I've won 3 straight since then. So 10-1 the last 11. I'm gonna back Philadelphia here. Lay the points, and same scenario. When a team gets up 3-0, it's over. The other team, and it was who was it? Just recently had Milwaukee with the Miami, and I took Milwaukee. Once you get 3-0, the fight is pretty much gone, I think, and mentally as much as physically. And especially when you get to the third quarter of the game and you realize you're probably not going to catch up. And that's what Milwaukee did to Miami. Miami tried to put up a fight, but once it got to the key point, they're about midway through the third. Milwaukee's up 15. You could just see the life squeezed out of Miami, and there was a blowout from there. And I'm kind of hoping for the same thing with Philadelphia here. Wizards did, great. Congratulations. You made it through the play-in. You recovered from a horrible start to your season. But as I said before, you didn't really set yourself up very well. You made the big rally late in the year. You won your position in the play-in series. But you're facing probably the best team in basketball in the East, especially Philadelphia's been the most consistent team all year. And I don't want to give Doc Rivers a ton of credit because to me he's more of just a manager than an X and O coach, more of a inspirational kind of figure. But what I do like what he's done is he's somehow gotten Simmons and Embiid to mix together pretty well, and it's been a pretty damn good combination. Embiid I'm starting to grow on him. There was a while I thought he was a little lazy, lackadaisical. But not this year. I think he wants to win. You can kind of see it. And so give me Philly just to wipe the mat with the Wizards. I think that series over. And that's going to be my best bet today. I got it at -8. It's already starting to work its way.
You're not going to see 8 anymore.
Yeah, it's probably those.
There's 8.5 pretty much. And 9.
Yeah.
There's some 9s in Vegas. Yeah, it's 8.5 and 9 now.
Yeah, I would probably just say get it as quick as you can. Don't wait on this one, probably, guys. Go ahead and get on Philly. And then in the other game.
One second. Because Marcus, hopefully you read that there. Now you can actually log in with us. If you go to 2chat.restream.io/FBTO. And you don't need that start is not part of it. So I'll try to get you that link if it just doesn't let me link it. So, but it should be in the chat if you can see our chat. So, all right, go ahead. Sorry about that. I just wanted to get.
Oh no, that's fine. Yeah. Other series, Memphis and Utah Jazz. This is Game 4. Was on Utah. They got me a best bet winner, and then the last game just a clean hit as they were able to. It got tight at the end. I like the kid Morant, surprisingly, for a young kid like he is. He scores in the paint. He kind of gives me the vibe of an Allen Iverson, but a little bit better shooter than Iverson was at this age. Guys my age will know Iverson was as fearless as they come, just taking it to the rack. But he couldn't really shoot. Allen Iverson, you would typically see him go 8 out of 25, hit a bunch of free throws and score 30 points. But he wasn't much of a shooter. He was a scorer. And Morant, putting up 40 points early in his playoff career is impressive. And I'm going to play them here tonight. I'm not sure they're going to be able to win this game, but I feel with the 5.5 points, the Grizzlies are going to give the Utah all they want. The Jazz simply, I think, peaked a little early. This is not quite the Jazz team that we saw, midway through the season when they were covering 12, 13, 14 games in a row. Not quite getting that consistency, but you do have solid playmakers. Mitchell, you got the shooting of the two white guys, Bogdanovich, and the other big, tall, goofy white dude. His name escapes me. And then you got the Rudy Gobert rim protector. So, I like Utah, and I think they're going to win this series, but I'm going to play Memphis to get the cover here. So my best bet is Philadelphia, and I'm going to play Memphis. I got +5.5 is the line I got. So that's going to be my 2 games, both games. I'm pretty much at this point going to have some kind of action on every single. I'm not going to skip any games. If they're playing, it might be tight on the numbers. You know, when there's only 2 games, the numbers are going to be kind of sharp, you would expect. You know, they're not going to miss much here. And I think that Memphis number might be kind of sharp. I really do. I think they were short on the Philly. I think Philly can – it just depends. I hope they don't get so far ahead that they kind of leave the back door up. And I got a feeling that's going to happen, to be honest. Philly's probably going to be so far ahead in that game. We just got to be careful about that swinging back door in the last couple where you're up 17 with 2 minutes to go and you win by 6. And you got to watch out for that. But I think I feel good, Lou. I've been doing well in the NBA. I don't like to ever be overconfident, but today I really think we're on 2 winners here with Philadelphia and the Memphis Grizzlies.
All right. So it seems that these guys, you know, Marcus is here, Chumley's here. They're posting on the video, but you can only see it on that new Facebook page that I started for this. And I don't know why it's not showing up. So we're going to have to look into that. So not sure why these comments don't show on the new link. Oh, I wrote that.
Yeah, you did write that.
Yeah. So why did that show up? That's fucked up. And now Marcus wrote on there, Chumley wrote on there, and there's nothing showing up. So we'll have to get a little tech support going there, guys. So sorry if your stuff isn't showing up. I'm going to have to try to figure out an answer to that. And but this is where I'm going to be shooting from now on. So we're going to build this profile and then my personal profile. Every time I get banned, we won't have to stop the shows because I'm not going to shut my fucking home. There's no reason to. Why should I shut my home? Fucking homework, and a lot of people are in fucking trouble, and you need to wake the fuck up. The shit's coming down. And meanwhile, yeah, let's put out some fucking winners and ride our little train as far as we can.
Choo choo.
Yeah, but shit's getting real. And it's getting real soon. And, but meanwhile, make yourself some money. NHL today. What do we got today, Tony?
Yeah, NHL. Tampa Bay. I mean, not Tampa Bay. Maple Leafs. Toronto haven't won a playoff series in, I think, damn near 2 decades, 17 years. And every time they've been in position, it seems like not, half dozen years ago, I kind of remember this again, where they were winning a series and it just should, they should have put it away, but it slipped away. I'm taking Montreal. I think they're just going to choke it away again. I think Toronto, Toronto should have won that game the other night, and they let Montreal hang in and take the game, and here we are, Game 7. Give me the massive plus 172 underdog against a franchise that hasn't been able to get out of their own way for damn near 20 years. Reminds me of the Dallas Cowboys a little bit, right? Where they got a lot of talk, a lot of pub, but never won any playoff games. And I think that's where we're sitting with Toronto. Huge favorite in a Game 7 when they've literally not won a playoff. 17 years is what it is. 17 years since they've won a playoff series.
And the road team is 4-1 the last 5 games.
Why not take a fly? I mean, they're giving you a huge bonus, right? 172. Even if I miss, I'm not even going to feel that bad, to be honest. I'm going to be like, All
right, so there's a couple dogs now. So let's open up our handy dandy parlay maker. And let's get ourselves back in action again. I know we've been talking about a while, but I just have this damn account sitting here doing nothing.
All I've been doing is betting on pretty much the best bets and hammering the NBA. I'm like I use a little modifier, and I know my clients, the people that bet with me, understand it. So when I get on streaks like this, like I am with the NBA, I do an old blackjack strategy where I'm progressively stacking the winnings from the previous bet onto this next bet. So every one of these bets is getting larger and larger. And pretty much, I'm looking at it right now, the one play on Philadelphia is about 40% of the total action on everything I've got for the day by the money. So, I mean, pretty much I'm riding what's hot, and the rest of it's kind of fluff. For me personally, that's just the way I'm playing this. I'm just going to keep hitting this NBA as hard as I can. while I can. And that's why I tell everyone, why not take advantage of what's really consistently working? And you got to do that with gambling. You got to be able to adjust and react fluidly. Say after 3 wins, 4 wins, 5 wins, 6 wins, I've learned over time I got to take advantage of that because it doesn't happen all the time. And if you don't, you let those opportunities slip by. At the end of the day, your profit's going to be a little less.
All right, let's get into our little dog parlay. We had $500 in the account. We have $480.05. So now we are officially $20 plus the original 24. So now we're officially $44 in the hole. 30 days in the hole. All right, so if that is the case, we have to hit a dog here today. So I got Memphis. I took Memphis on the money line plus $1.90. I'm thinking that the Tigers might be a live dog today. I really am. And I don't know.
Giolito, is that who they're facing?
No. Tigers. Who's pitching for the Tigers today? That is a good question. And I just I saw that. Trying to remember what I saw in there. That I'm only doing it for fun. I'm not doing it as a real bet.
Where the fuck is Detroit? I don't see him. Oh, there they are. Alexander. Okay, they're playing Burns in Milwaukee. I will say this, that Milwaukee doesn't like to score when Burns pitches.
There we go. 4 out of 5. That's what it is. Detroit's on a. When's the last time they fucking won 4 out of 5 games? They're on a nice little run. So, yes, the same thing. Milwaukee's won 4 straight. But at the end of the day, I got a hot team and a fat dog. So, that's what I kind of rolled with. The overs, 7 straight overs in these games. So, and you got a short number there with 7. But Burns will bring you a short number every time. All right. So, I threw the Tigers in there. So, now we got the Tigers. And we have the Grizzlies. So, you got any dogs? The Cubbies at home. That number just came out. The wind must be blowing out. The total's a 10. So I was waiting for that number, waiting to get something, and there it is. So
maybe
the wind is blowing southwest at 8 miles an hour, 8.45. So it's that's right on the over number. So when the wind blows out, you're supposed to go 8 miles an hour over, and so it is an overplay based on the wind, and 9 out of 10 overs for San Diego. Cubbies pretty much 7 out of 10 unders, their last 10. But San Diego 18-8 to the over on the road. So you might have some play there with that over with San Diego and the Cubbies. And as far as the dog is concerned, a nice little home dog, potentially. What do you think? I'm
trying to see, just spitting. Yeah, we're just spitting here.
Yeah. This is for our, it's a $12.
How about I'm looking, trying to decide if against Morton. So obviously you're just trying to fade favorites here. I'm trying to find them. Yeah. You picked a decent one to try.
I don't know about the Nats against the Braves. I actually think the Braves are.
For some reason, I'm thinking of this Cleveland with McKenzie against Rodon at home. It's got to be plus 150, 155-ish, right? 12:05 start.
Plus 160. Okay.
And it's going to be a sprint game too. I think that's part of a doubleheader, so it's going to be just 7 innings.
Right. 5.5 total. What about the Angels?
I just don't like that pitcher, man. He's been awful. Bundy. Yeah, he's been so bad. Now, I wouldn't say it's not the worst idea. I like the idea. It's just you're trying to execute it with a terrible starting pitcher. That might be one of the over. What's the total on that one? It seemed kind of low. 8.
Yeah, I looked at that.
I'm not even a total guy.
There was just too much under stuff on it.
Because Cueto basically.
I agree. I leaned to the over at first thought.
Because Cueto, I'm not anticipating him having a shutdown performance today. Just looking at the way his chart's trending, he's kind of trending more toward mediocre which would be giving up 3 or 4 runs in 5 or 6 innings. If he does that, I sure as hell don't expect Bundy to be. If he does, I mean, not saying he won't, but if you look at his last, counting up his starts, man, his last 3 starts, right? Yeah, I'm talking about. Yeah, I do like the Pirates, and it's obviously it's a percentage play. Just I like the odds.
So let's throw them in there, and then I think we're out of dogs and Nats, but I don't want to play the Nats.
How many are you up
D-backs, to? Right now we got 5 of them. The D-backs against the ground.
Maybe. I mean, he's like one of the worst ones, but he's been pitching way too good lately. And Arizona snapped their 13-game losing streak yesterday. It was the second longest losing streak in franchise history. Arizona snapped it with a win over the Cardinals yesterday. So I'm not sure where that's going, but yeah, was it minus 300 on the road? That's like some shit from the early mid-90s with Randy Johnson, right? I think I remember that every now and then he would show up minus 3 something on the road.
Yeah. All right. How about let's flip over to we got 6 of them, 5 of them. I'll flip over to the Canadians. That makes it 6. What about the Islanders? Plus $1.75 too.
Yeah, I mean it's worth trying, right?
I can't see why not. So we got 7 of them today.
They're a pretty feisty team, the Islanders, kind of feisty.
All right, so we got a 7-way round robin. We're going to play 10 cents away. That should be $12, right?
7, 10 cents.
That's $12. Pays $1,100.
Okay.
So
good luck.
1,000 to 1 here, guys. And here are the plays once again. And I'll try to. We got the Grizzlies plus 190, the Tigers plus 240, Indians plus 160, Cardinals plus 160, Pirates plus 170. Canadians plus $1.80, and the Islanders plus $1.75. There we go. We're back in action. $12 a day to keep the bookmaker paid. So,
yikes.
I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. I've been off my snide. That's all I'm going to say. May it continue.
Hey, it's the last day of May. I know all my clients and people that follow me said, if you've been betting my picks this month, it's
a good month.
Yeah, it's really going nicely. And I was looking at my monitor again this morning. I have actually retaken the #1 position for profits earned for the entire year 2021. So, and I'm not saying that's a big deal, but it just is another sign that I'm actually having a good, solid year so far. So we're through May. That's going to be 5 months out of 12, and I'm pushing a solid profit. Like the January, about as good a January as I've had in a decade. February, March, back and forth, struggled a little bit. Started picking up steam in April, ended up winning in April, and having a big May, and that's got me pretty much back in the saddle above where I was at my peak. So now I'm literally at the highest point I've been in total units earned, money, highest money level of the year as we head into June. I'm looking for a hot summer, see if I can keep it going.
Nice. All right, so Marcus came in with the Nats as a dog. I just saw it just now. So Marcus is rolling with the Nats today as a dog. I obviously left him alone. I said I kind of liked Atlanta today, but Marcus.
Oh, I see it now. Yeah, there you go.
I didn't want to bet him or anything like that. So if I would have saw it, I would have thrown them in there as well. So, all right, I think we're done here today. We've spent a lot of time, and really most people don't even know we're here. So, but we did find a couple people to find us, and we'll work on getting them over here.
Sounds good. I like having our little name up there. It looks a little more professional. I wish we could get like information streaming. We got to work on that. Like a little scroll where I can come to you.
Well, we did have all that, but
I can come to you like 15 minutes before the show and send you like a copy and paste kind of text. Just kind of.
Yeah, I know. I have to. I had all of that with my computer that I no longer have. Let's put it that way. I had all the software, I had everything, but
and I got all the Adobe stuff, man. Maybe
yeah,
I can figure something.
there was a specific software that I purchased.
Gotcha.
That
I know the stuff I actually use has a lot of capability. I just don't know all the features.
Yeah, I know.
Never stopped to figure out what all it can do. But
this week I am working on developing the football and baseball database. Hopefully, I don't think baseball.
There's my database up here.
Yeah, no, I'm redeveloping the old database that I've had back in the 90s that actually brought me to the forefront of the industry back then. And so I'm recreating that. Hopefully,
I'll be like the old crazy dude. I have like 1,000 of like these little notebooks, dude, just full of stuff,
Well, once we get past that, we'll get our
thousands of notebooks. I look like some crazy person. And
I'll get my
wife
data programmer to try to, if you got an idea.
I just like to write stuff down. This is going to sound crazy, Lou, but I like to write stuff down. Like I write everything down. Yeah. And the reason I do it, and I might be a lunatic for even saying this, is because I believe that when I physically write something down on paper, it allows me to remember it better.
I agree. Oh yeah, no, that's not stupid.
And that's basically why I do it. And
that's how I train people. You have to when I train people in the sales field,
right?
You have to write the script. Okay, I will give you the script, but then you also have to write the script.
It'll help you.
You have to read it word for word. Okay, and then we could talk about taking the training wheels off.
So. All right, man. We'll work on that. See what you can do. And
well, today I'm working on Salisbury Hill. I'm going to do a full episode of Salisbury Hill.
All right. Sounds like you got your day planned, bud.
I do got my day planned. And we'll see where it takes us.
And I don't want to take away any more of your time, so I'm going to pull my parachute. I'm going to bail out the back. Green light, go, go, go. And I'm going to head on out and hope everybody, thanks for tuning in, guys. And
thanks for tuning in.
Hope everybody
God bless our soldiers. Memorial Day. Have a happy Memorial Day.
That. Thank all the guys that laid their life down, man.
Your boss is steering you in the wrong direction, but you are the salt of the earth.
That's right. No matter what they tell you, guys, the military, I know they like to dump on them, but
no, you can't dump on somebody that's got balls.
I agree. Like your grandfathers, everybody that's watching right now, your grandfathers and great grandfathers, they laid their lives down, man, just so we can have the freedom that we have today.
Then you got all these fucking idiots out there that are disrespecting that shit, acting like.
Yeah, and it makes me kind of sick. Like I say, I don't want to dump on anybody per se, but just think about that, guys. When you go dumping on it,
that's all you gotta do.
Just an acknowledgement. Tip your cap. Just maybe even if you're not thankful, at least acknowledge the sacrifice that was made by a lot of people. So,
and that's what today is about: the ones that have died.
That's right. Memorial. That's why we're remembering, memorializing those people that aren't here.
They gave it up.
They
gave it up, and they left it all on the field for you.
That's right.
To ignore all this shit going down today. Wake the fuck up, people. Wake the fuck up, please.
Happy Memorial Day, guys. I'm out of here.
Happy Memorial Day.